Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and this video is going to be basically a function as a function's argument 101. So basically callbacks, but a real basic explanation of the idea. So first, let's just explain the whole idea of an argument to a function. Okay, so I can have my function, so we'll just say const my function equals. Okay, so initially I can have a function that just console logs the word hello. Okay, that's what this function does. So if I run this function, node scratch 2.js, see the function just literally logs hello. Now, a cool thing we can do with functions is that we may want to pass different information to it. So I can define variables for information I don't know yet in the function in this parentheses right here. This is where I define what's called a parameter. They're variables. So the first parameter, which we'll call x. So instead of console logging hello, I'll console log x. So whenever I use the function, so in this case I'm invoking the function, I can pass an argument to that function, in this case hello, and that first argument gets passed to the first parameter. So hello gets stored in the variable called x. Okay, and then basically that logs hello because x is hello. And I can do it, I can call this function multiple times. So the second time we'll just say cheese. And if I do that, see, hello cheese. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. I can have as many arguments as I want. So let's say I have two parameters, and then I'm going to console log x, and then I'll console log y. So then we'll just say hello world, and see now I have a comma separating the arguments. So this is argument 1 gets stored in x, and argument 2 that gets stored in y. And so we'll say cheese Gouda, and when I run this, see I get first time it's hello world, then cheese Gouda. The second time I run my function. Okay, so far so good, right? But does it have to be a string? Can I pass something else? Well, what if I passed a function that returns a string? So let's say const hello. So this will be a variable that holds a function that just literally returns the string hello. Return hello. And then we'll create another function, const goodbye. It's just a function that literally returns the string goodbye. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to use my function again. But instead of passing two strings, I'm going to pass the hello and goodbye function. Okay, and let's see what happens. Well, in this case, the first time it console logged hello and world because that's what I passed it, hello and world. The second time it console logged cheese and Gouda because I passed it cheese and Gouda, and again I'm console logging x and y. And the third time I console logged the two functions, but notice it just says function hello, function goodbye because I never actually invoked the function. Okay, and here I'm only using x and y as a value. So I'm going to comment out these two lines real quick, but we do now have confirmed that x and y did receive the hello and goodbye function. We see that right here. So x did equal the hello function, but how do I use this function? Like any function, to use it you have to have parentheses. So now if I do this, I technically will invoke any function that's in that variable called x, and I get hello goodbye, because what happens, x gets invoked, so it takes a look at what's inside of x. Inside of x is the hello function, and what does the hello function do? Return the string hello. So hello gets passed the console log and gets logged. Okay. Then we see here we use y as a function. Okay, so y is the second parameter, so it receives the second argument, which is goodbye function. And since we invoked it, this function, when it's invoked, returns the string goodbye. So goodbye gets passed the console log, and we log goodbye. That's all a callback function is. It's literally just passing a function as an argument. Now notice I can't do this. I mean, I can do this, but watch what happens. Because see, when I put the parentheses here, I'm no longer passing the function. I'm invoking the function, so I'm technically passing the return value as an argument. So once again, I'm passing hello and goodbye. Not the function hello and goodbye, but the strings of hello and goodbye. So if I do that, see, I get an error. Why? Because I'm trying to invoke x, but x is no longer a function. Because since I invoked hello here, what x is technically hello. And just to confirm this, I'm going to console.log x and y. So you can see this. So in this situation, where hello and goodbye are invoked here in the argument list, okay, we can see that we got the strings of hello and goodbye, and then we got an error. Now if I take away the parentheses, so that way I'm only passing the function as a value. So I'm passing the function. I'm not using the function. I'm giving the function to the function. Now we see that. See, x and y. So I console logged x and y. X and y are the two functions. Then I used the two functions that are inside those variables. Hello, goodbye. That's all that's happening with callbacks. That's all it is. You're passing a function. So in that case, if I had an array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I said, hey, do a for each. For each, I just pass it a function. Okay? And I could predefine that function. I could just sit there and say, hey, const hello equals the function that just console logs hello. And I just pass that function to for each. And what's going to happen is it's going to use this function hello once for each item in the array. Okay? So it just says hello, 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 because it does exactly this for each time in the array. Okay? I could also just pass the function directly in as an argument. So instead of passing in the pre-made function, I can just define the function inside the argument. And it'll still do the same thing. Hello, 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 hello. Now, all these array callback functions, what they do is they take a few arguments. The first argument is always sort of the item. So it's like, first time it loops, it's 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And then the second argument is actually, technically, the second argument it always receives is the index. There's more, but we'll keep it simple. So in this case, let's do this. Console.log, and I'll use backticks. The item is item at index Okay, now if I run this code, okay, and we see the result, the item is 1. See, that's the first item, which is the item at index 0. Then item 2 is the item at index 1, etc. So whatever function we pass in, for each is going to give it the item and the index on each loop. We don't need to know exactly what's happening under the hood. We don't need to recreate the for each function. We just need to know that's what it's going to do. So we can give it a function that receives, we just name a parameter to receive those arguments, and then we can use those in our function definition. And that allows us to do like infinite things with functions like for each, map, every, sum, etc. So that's callbacks in a nutshell. My name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over to devnursery.com and join the Discord and Slack channel. And I will see you guys later on. Ciao.